So I want to talk to you guys really quick about fabrics. So if you are a new or existing brand, or if you were considering maybe going into fashion, starting your own fashion brand, whether if you have experience or not, it kind of doesn't really matter. But I want to talk to you guys about fabrics. Because one of the things that I see quite a bit with new brands, especially, is there's not a lot of awareness of what types of fabrics are being used when the manufacturer is making their design. I think oftentimes what happens is, when you get all this great information about where to find manufacturing, and you're like, I've always wanted to start my own brand, and you get excited about it, and you go and you get some design that you created, you go and you get it sampled, or maybe you saw a white label or private label product that you wanted to put your logo on, or your branding on, and but you didn't have an awareness of what type of fabric is being used for that particular garment. And fabric, guys, is very important. You don't have to be a fashion design expert. You don't have to have worked in the field for many years to run a fashion brand. However, you do need to have a basic knowledge of fabrics, especially when it comes to really cheap polyesters, which is very commonly used in overseas manufacturing, particularly in Pakistan and China. I'm not going against having your products manufactured in those countries, because they do the bulk of it. But what I am saying is you need to be careful and make sure of the type of fabric that's being used when you're ordering a sample for a new project. There's a lot of overseas manufacturers who, if you don't request a specific type of fabric, they're going to pretty much put together whatever they think is best. And normally what they think is best is going to be whatever is most cost effective for them. So it may look pretty, but it's not going to usually be comfortable, especially not polyesters. Like I said, I have gotten, when I first started a few years ago, my first jogging suit sample was made out of a really, really stiff, tight polyester fabric that had no stretch to it. And that is not a good fabric to use. If your clothing is being manufactured with that type of polyester, you can expect to not get, pretty much, you probably won't get any repeat business, because when people are putting that product on their body, it literally feels like they're wearing a fabric version of plastic. It has no breathability. And so if the person is sweating, it's that sweat is not being absorbed into the fabric. It's just sort of sitting on top. And it's a very uncomfortable fabric, and it doesn't have any stretch. That is a very common type of fabric that is used, especially in Pakistan, when they're making your jogging suits and a lot of your sweatsuits and your sweatshirts and your hoodies and stuff like that. That is very common. So guys, make sure you stay tuned, because I have a lot more tips to share with you guys when it comes to the fashion industry and running your own fashion brand.